Anyway, ladies, welcome to another episode. This is Olori.
This is Eka.
And this is a baby girl. Sap, sap, sap.
Oh Jesus, I don't have energy for you today. But anyway, are there any gist before we jump in? Actually, no, I wanted to take one gist
Yes, so
first. Then, sorry, can you just as in, reduce the volume of your vim first? Let me just do a quick one, please. Thanks.
A quick one, no, because that's how we'll do quick gist and go fast.
Okay, so the quick one is I think dentists in the abroad are scammers. Now there are many issues of scam, but the one that I want to bring up is that in Nigeria we don't have this culture of by force taking out your wisdom teeth. We don't have it. In the teeth that doesn't
hmm.
cause you pain or doesn't get to the point where you have to extract, nobody's going to ask you to extract a tooth. But in the US it's almost
Can
like
I say
a rite
not
of
just
passage,
Nigeria?
or even in the UK too, because I don't think even in Europe
Yeah,
self, they
Yeah.
do that by force wisdom thing. But in the US, it's almost a rite of passage that
yeah. They
maybe
tell you,
in your early teens or something, you have to take out your wisdom too so that it doesn't impact something else. So every time I go for a cleaning, they announce to me
yeah.
that, oh, your wisdom tooth is still there. I'm like, yeah, boo, it's still there. Like I'm the owner of it. I know it's still there. Don't, as in, why are you trying to insinuate or
Uh,
imply or use idea to say you need to take it out? And I'm sure that by the time you bring that bill now or they're taking it out now, that's my own rent. Anyway, I just wanted to just put that out there. But please, FA, you had a ginger.
okay, but already this your gist is not really a gist. It's a rant now.
It's a personal, sorry, yeah, it's a personal impact. Sorry, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, my gist is Sekiriko you was trending on Twitter, and I'm just like, Sekiriko, you like what? Like you guys, you think because you live in Ikoyi now, like poor people will not come there. Like Nigerian people, like I don't know what is wrong with them. Like the rich people, you're saying Sekiriko, like for what now? Other parts of Lagos, they have all these people there. So what's your thing? It's not like you can provide food
Uh,
for them. Like because what they're saying is they have like there's a security threat, Kiniko, because people have set up like settlements where they cook. And I think people are working in Ikoyi. So they created like smaller communities where, they can buy food and stuff like that. And the residents of Ikoyi or Banana Island, all of them are afraid.
Afraid of what?
First of
I'm afraid
all,
I'll sit down.
let me start.
No.
Let me start with my fellow ballers in Ikoyi on this particular issue, for a few reasons here, please. Now, I get it to your point, they're Nigerians, but like I pay a premium to either buy a house or live in Ikoyi. If I wanted to be mixing with the masses, there are many other, there's Mushi, Ikorodu, Amodofin. There are many options. Ekpe, Aja, all those Ibeju. There are many options for you. So for me, if I'm going to pay Ikoyi price, I feel like it's not out of place to ask that there's a certain um panache, if you will, for the environment. But I will say this though, I think the fair
Hmm.
argument that I've seen is these communities support the, for lack of a better word, the domestic staff or the people that work for this region.
Hmm.
So they cannot afford to go and
Exactly.
eat in Shiro for lunch,
Thank you.
right? They have to come to Iyalakara on the side road. So, or do
Uh-huh.
you want them to now spend
Exactly.
transport to go from Ikoyi to Ekpe to find Iyalakara for their
As
lunch
it
and come
you
back? It doesn't
get
make sense. So
like
there has to be some accommodation
it's
of
like
these people because all they are building quite a few things in, like, well, more in Lekki though, and maybe
yeah.
I would say Banana Island too. There's a lot of development in that area, so the construction workers have to eat, and they will not be eating Shiro and Ocean View, right? They
Exactly.
have to eat, yeah,
Can I
like,
even say? Can I even say? Even yeah. Can I even say? I mean, this is Ikoyi, but the estate I live in is also very like old money, whatever. And I remember they said basically the estate has rules, and they were like, "Oh, you cannot build blocks of flats." My Corona happened. The guy is like, "Look, did you buy my land? I am building a block of flats inside the estate, and there's nothing you can do." And now, like, cause now we have so many workers, and it's like they claim it's a security threat. Whereas, like, the guy is like, "Look, if you can pay for my land, fine. But I bought this land, and you can't tell me because I live in this estate and security,
well, you
whatever."
see,
So now
you
apparently
see.
we're going to have a lot of tenants now. So I mean, I don't know how they're going to, but I know it was a big fight, and the guy was like, "No, like I'm building my block of flats. Tenants are going to go there. I'm getting workers, and so it's been really rowdy." and some people are not happy. But I mean, they now have to go
But
and double security inside the estates.
but this is why it's hard to do business in Nigeria. What I agree with the man's sentiment that is his land, right? But in other parts, right? You like, for example, many places,
Mm,
especially in like cities where they build like, if they are building, because if they are building in like New York, for example, or like the city of the states in the US, for
Mm.
example, right? They don't have
mm,
too much land, so they build in like an
mm,
estate. Do you get what I'm saying? And then those
mm,
estates have like rules that govern. So, like for example, they all look the same in the estate. So you can't go and paint your house blue, one red. It's not allowed in the estate. I think you get
yeah.
what I'm saying. So when you buy into that estate, you are
Mm,
buying with these rules, on
Shebi,
yeah.
ground, because it's the thinking is that if we look uniform, then it will help with the value appreciation. If you have red, I have green, I have pink, kind
Mm,
of looks a bit of a mess. So I feel like Nigerians need to just
uh,
align to this.
don't
And
generalize it and say Nigerians. As a former resident of Abuja, they will break your house. All this what you're doing, they will just come and break your house because everywhere, even if you bought the land, you have C of O, C of R, R of this thing. One day, government can come and say this is their place. They will now demolish it. So it's Lagos people that can be
yeah.
doing strong head. In Abuja, if you
that's
go
fair.
to main, so a lot of estates is the same color of roof, is the same color of
No, but
this thing.
the thing is,
Same.
the thing with estates, right, is like, because my thing is like the estate is not a Lagos state law; it's an estate law. Do you get? Because I
Mm,
feel like if it's government, like the government has. I remember when they even removed some buildings in Ikoyi. Like government apparently they have plans, and when they tell
mm-hmm.
people before people build properties, they tell them this is the plan. But people say, oh no, you think you can keep bribing. I feel like some people
Right.
know and
Yeah.
some people don't. But my because this Ikoyi thing is like, I mean, these people, if you can't offer your domestic staff food at home, and then somebody says, okay, let's create business near Banana Island gates, to get customers. I don't see. I mean, I get there's this thing. There's a
Insecurity.
security
Sure. Yeah.
problem here, but it's just like, I mean, that's the reality. Like people are getting poorer, people are starving, and you're afraid. But it's like, I mean, I'm not saying people because how many people in Banana Island are government officials? They're private people that have worked for their money. But
Exactly.
it's like, unfortunately, even in California, like in Beverly Hills, there's so many homeless people. Like, I mean, that's life. Like the poor people at some point, the good thing, we just pray that they don't start attacking. So my own is if they want to set up their little settlement for because some of them are working there, it's fine. But there's homeless people everywhere. Beverly Hills, where there's
Actually,
horrible, like,
sorry, one thing I wanted to say is I think like there's this anti-rich people sentiment that is in the world, not only in Nigeria. The fact that
yeah,
you are poor does not, because I think the fear, or I've heard people say something
yeah,
like, oh, if we don't help the community around us, very soon they'll start eating, if you don't give them what
yeah,
to eat, very soon they'll start eating you. And I'm like,
yeah.
your poverty is not an excuse for you to infringe on my own rights,
Yeah.
It's
right?
not, but you've never been
And
poor now.
no, I mean, I get that, but I still stand on what I stand on. It's one thing if you're looking for food to eat or food and shelter, right? But once it goes beyond
Mm.
that, to me, I feel like that's beyond just basic needs right now. Number one. Number two, when it happens to the masses, people don't complain. For example, I heard around, I'm not sure where in Lekki, but I think some of the toll gate points, there are a lot of
Mm.
beggars, right?
Yeah,
That rush your car when you are, maybe in traffic or waiting for a traffic light or something, and people are
yeah,
uncomfortable with that, because sometimes if they are begging you and you don't, and you throw away face, they can hit your car or something, right? So
yeah.
people are concerned also about that, right? And that has been a regular operation. Now the second that our ballers in the Korean complain, you pronounce it that they are complaining, the government should provide for these people to find. Well, the beggars is a different issue. I think the Ikoyi people, what they need to understand is that if you're going to be building houses, having house helps or whatever that you're not feeding as part of their
Provide that.
package, right?
Yeah,
They cannot afford to eat what is around them.
yeah,
So they need this iya lakara, iya buka on the street side
yeah.
to make ends meet. So maybe if it's a organization or optics issue, maybe create a place for them in the Ikoyi, if that
That
makes
is
sense.
just it.
That
That is
that's
it.
that's what I wanted to say because my issue with these Ikoyi people and a lot of people like Ikoyi people is that you require the services of these people that you're saying
But
are
you can't.
security threats. So better stop behaving like you're not the one using them. Is it not
Exactly.
you
You have
that
to
called
create.
the missing man? What is your
Exactly.
problem?
And you have to create a way, because I remember I was seeing, I think someone, I don't know if it was Tony, that was shooting a movie, and I think area boys attacked them. And it's like all this, I think they call them Omonile or something, where they're like,
Yeah.
this is our land, you have to pay us. And the thing is, people are like, oh, government should do something about it. What can government do? I feel like as much as Tinubu, people castigate him, Tinubu made Lagos safe because he gave area boys some sort of, like, it's like, okay, you guys have no jobs, so just use this one. Like, it's not, I know how many times I've gone, even on the island, and somebody's like, it's my parking space. I'm like, but you don't own this company now. And it's like,
Exactly.
you have to
But
pay money. And I
sorry, go on.
understand it because I was watching this thing with Pastor Tony Rappo. So the guy was saying how they make money. Basically, they make money from people parking in places. They don't have any source of living because, I mean, where some of them, they can't get jobs. Some of them, they don't want to work. So it's like, instead of you stealing and killing people, then, I mean, if we need to pay 500 to park because you claim it's your area, no problem. Because the thing is, the world will never be balanced. So if you can't create an avenue for them to at least have some sort of living, you can't say that, oh, secure Ikoyi. No, then it maybe create like one cheap place, maybe build a small makeshift kitchen or something where you will employ one cook that will be cooking for all the workers that are working in that estate. Then maybe give everyone a tag, or I don't know, Sha, so that you won't have. But if you say, oh, just take care of yourself, go and buy food, they will do what they want to do now.
Maybe
So
we
that's
should make
just
this a topic, because to me, I think I differ in terms of like how much should a rich person, like I'm all for charity, but how much responsibility does a rich person have towards you when they
mm,
when they aren't your government official? Do you get what I'm saying? So I get the parking thing, but the Omonile thing, for example, for me, you're increasing the cost of buying a land in Lagos
mm,
or even
mm,
building. So if
mm,
you're building your house, if you don't sort, but maybe in an estate is different. But if you're building in like a regular area, right?
yeah,
If you don't sort the Omoniles in that zone, they may not allow your sand get there, right?
yeah,
So to me, it's
yeah,
like those things are adding to the cost of doing business. If
yeah,
that makes sense. Same way, like, police officers, but okay, but saying that, okay, it's because they didn't pay them well, right?
mm,
But the fact that I will have to sort you to move my good from Kanu to Enugu, all the
yeah.
sortings is you're
Mm.
adding to cost of business. So maybe that's a
And
whole different.
that's yeah. I think I mean, maybe like you said, it should be a topic because there's so much to talk about. Like,
Yeah. So maybe I will take a note for that to be a topic. I feel like
yeah.
we're meant to do a quick one, and we're now
The quick one has moved to.
we're now not quick. Anyway, okay, so let's move to the main story. Dr. Isa Patami, this guy has risen to fame from in my opinion, nowhere. But to give a backstory for those that don't maybe are not as familiar with the story, Isa Pantami is the Minister for Communications and Digital Economy under Buhari's administration. Now, first of all, I didn't know that we had such a ministry, to be quite
As in,
but anyway, we have that, and he's the one in charge of the whole NIN exercise, the NIN number exercise. So like the whole you need to get NIN to be able to link to your phone and all of that. He was the one behind that initiative, if you will. So now I thought it was random because basically some evidence has come to light that is painting him as a terrorist sympathizer. Now, I thought that was a bit that it came out of nowhere, but from what I'm understanding, he was newly appointed to be in the Security Council or something to that effect, um, in the Nigerian government, as we have a Boko Haram, issue. And so people were like, this guy with his record, that the army is on one mouth telling us that sometimes these Boko Haram people know about our operation before we even get there. That somebody is, that we have some internal leaks, if you will. So Nigerians are saying that you can't say that with one mouth and then you bring in a sympathizer to the
hmm.
Security Council. So that what I heard was the trigger. But I thought it was a bit political in how the info came to light. Now, I'm not saying that it means that the info is wrong. I just feel like some of the key names that I'm seeing pushing the information tend to be PDP people. Not to say, and let me be very clear, I'm not saying that it means that it is false or PDP just, is the one that is running the show. I'm just saying that the loudest voices that I heard initially tended to be some PDP influencers. Let me put it that way. But anyway, so what are the claims on ground? They said that he did a lecture, and I've not watched any of the videos, but that he did a video or a lecture in back in '06 where he said that he sympathizes with the Taliban and Al Qaeda, and that he considers Osama bin Laden to be a better Muslim than he is, right?
Mhm.
One man in Jos had come out to say that I think I don't know what his son did, but apparently Isa was the imam of a mosque in Jos that
Hmm.
had low-key put out I think called a fatwa, which is maybe, if someone is offending the religion, something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
There can be like a hit ordered on them. So his son got killed in that, and and Isa
Oh,
was the imam of the mosque, and it was in Jos. And the man claimed that that governors had to be involved for him to even be able to retrieve his son's body. So I think his son may maybe have done something against the mosque or something to that effect that caused that kind of
yeah.
outburst. There was also some claim that when he was a professor in some school in the north, there were some things that he did or said that showed that he had sympathies towards terrorism or terrorist groups in the world. So that's
Mhm.
basically where people are saying that if you have this kind of history, right?
Yeah.
Um, and
You-
it seems like there are videos, there are audios, there's eyewitness reports, so it needs to be investigated, sure, but it seems like there's enough evidence to at least create a pause, you know,
Yeah.
as minister. So that's basically what the backstory is. So where I wanted to go with this was he has come out to say that the '06 video, for example, that I was young and dumb, right? I'm wiser now. I don't hold those same views. Now, the counter argument people have said that, Uncle, you were 30 something when you made those statements. So it wasn't that I
Exactly.
was a teenager, I didn't know what I was doing. So, and then he did something recently that was, again, because I was hearing this evidence, if you will, from the guy that wrote an article about him, where he said that even I think one of the PDP guys or PDP influencers, I think, wrote a letter to the US government saying that, well, this guy, if he attempts to get a US visa, please block him because
Hmm.
he has this history, if you will. And so some Islamic page on Facebook had basically, I guess, put the guy's picture out there saying that, the guy is a bad guy or something, cutting the guy out. And then this Isa Patami guy apparently using his own Facebook handle commented under that post to support the calling for the guys. I don't know if it was killing or just cussing the guy out, right? So
Hmm.
Isa's official, I guess, page was commenting in support of that page or of that comment or that post on Facebook. And then a few hours later, Isa had claimed that he was hacked. That it wasn't him that was doing that. Again, this is according to the guy that was giving this report on TV. So be that as it may, Isa has said that I'm not a terrorist. I don't support terrorism ideals. But people are saying that this is your history. So my question to you ladies is, should this guy resign, or do we do the whole let's forgive him, he's a changed man?
The reason why I'm saying like this is because let us take you back to the US where Kevin Hart, he was supposed to do what was it? Was it Grammys or what
Grammy
he
or
was supposed
Oscars,
to
one of them. Yeah.
and there was a tweet he posted which was years ago and it resurfaced and they took the job away from him. Now this is the world we live in now. This one is not even that kind of story. It is about Taliban and Al Qaeda. Let's just be careful, oh, because even if somebody, because for you to have been young and you say, okay, you said he was 36, and then he said
He was
he
32, I think, when he
or
made that.
32,
Yeah.
and then he's making statements like that. I believe at 32, your brain is developed enough. I know in the world we should forgive people and everything, but then for the fact that this guy is now a minister for communication and doing nin, we don't know who is giving what do you call it, Boko Haram, how come Boko Haram has phone? without name, and they are recording things. And it's a bit of a position to give somebody who has so many. It might be that PDP is trying to shame him or something, but then why has he been singled out? He's not a big fish in the ocean, in my opinion. I didn't know him before now, but then the way, like, there's so many things. I know that the guy, some of the allegations, he said he will contest it because it's a lie. But then, I mean, as somebody that is was supposed to be was an imam, and then you become a minister, and he was a DG at one point or something, you can't be making statements like that, being in support of people that are killing. It doesn't work like that. Me, I don't know. This is a terrorism type of human being. I don't know if this one is beyond cancel culture. It is that, okay, remove yourself from a position where you might be able to move your yeah agenda, whether you have it or you don't have it. That's my take. I don't like, because later now in future we'll say, hey, had we known this guy.
Or let me just go ahead. But what I was gonna say was a few things. So I think the DSS, because DSS is meant to do all this background check, right,
Mm-hmm.
before you are appointed or during your confirmation. So the government, the president appoints you, and then during your confirmation, they're meant to do a background check on you to see what is in your history, right? And so I think someone from the DSS has come out to say that they did their work. Oh, it's not them. That they provided the findings to the federal government, and nothing was done. And it was ignored basically. And so for me, I think it's two things that why I think he must resign. Two things. While I think they should investigate, I think that's, he has a right to that. It's two things for me. One, if this was who you were before, right, and you're not a changed man, the energy with which you were that old person should be the energy with which you are this new person, right? I've not seen this Isa guy either, even as this thing has come out, or even in the past, being a loud voice against the fact that Boko Haram twists Islam,
Mm-hmm.
right, to carry out their agenda. Because this guy is not only an educated, because I think he was a professor at a point in time, he's also, an imam, or was an imam at a point in time. So you are well versed in the Islamic studies, and you've not used your platform to point out or challenge Boko Haram in saying that what people are claiming is Islam. It's not really Islam, right? So for me, if I'm not seeing that same energy, I don't know that I can really believe that you're a changed person. Two, your position is too sensitive. Part of the reason why you guys claim that you're doing this whole name thing was so that you can trace kidnappers, bandits, and the likes, right? That once they call with a number to ask for ransom or something, you can trace, okay, who registered the scene, right? And in all your efforts since last December last year, I've not seen any bandit that have been traced through NIN number. So for me, I feel like you're handling a very sensitive data position, of which, as someone pointed out, we have almost 6 data points: passports, BVN,
Yeah.
voters card. So like there's so many data points. So why did you need to do this again in addition? So for me, it just seems like there are too many loopholes in your history, in my opinion, for you to be holding a sensitive position. And then more importantly for me is the federal government and even the Senate, because I wonder what our senators are really doing really in life. Because if this was in his background, why wasn't, because I didn't hear this in the confirmation. I didn't hear this. So if it was in
Yeah.
his background, how come nobody flagged it as something that, okay, we need to look? Because we have a book. If one thing, if we didn't have a Boko Haram problem, I'll say, okay, maybe
Yeah.
things happen. But we have a Boko Haram problem. So anyone that is seen to be sympathetic needs to be thrown out. And also in Nigeria, ministers don't tend to resign, from what I'm seeing in
That
this
it's
Kiriko.
very rare.
Right. So, or let me let you come in if, because I'll go to bring in the Kemi Adeosun issue. But do you want to
Okay.
contribute before that?
I would say, I mean, I think the only senator that I saw that asked for resignation was I think, I don't know his name, but Elumelusha. He's
Lumelu, yeah.
related to our uncle, sure. So I'm like, first of all, our uncle, good afternoon, sir. Anyways, The fact that this man, this Pantami guy, is I'm saying Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, and then you're saying you were young. No, you were not 12 years old. You were an able-bodied man. You had a brain that you understood how it works. You knew what you were doing. You knew what was right, what was wrong. The fact that someone like this is nominated, in fact, to be honest, I don't even know the kind of ministers and people that work in this country, but he should resign. Like, we shouldn't have to be having a hashtag for you to now, and they're saying that Buhari is standing behind him. I
Yeah.
mean, this man, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, like, if you're a Muslim people, like, so it's just like how we might have a religious leader and we think, oh, he did, I don't know, maybe this guy, Osama bin Laden. Some people might say, oh, he was not a terrorist. America framed him. I mean, whatever your views are, but the thing is, we do, like, those views are very extreme. Like, we cannot have an extremist as a minister. That's just my thing. Maybe he can remain an imam or something, but someone like that, we need someone who's exposed, someone who can see both sides, someone who understands how the world works. Not somebody who, now you're saying that we should forgive you. I mean, how are we sure? Like, how are we sure this is not just about, oh, let me just say what they want to hear? How are we sure, how are we sure of what you think in your mind? So me, I'm not, you should definitely resign, sure. That's my own thing.
But you make a good point in the sense that every terrorist group has an agenda. They're not stupid. They're not just
Yeah.
bombing people for bombing sake.
Any reason.
They feel
Yeah.
aggrieved on some level. Boko Haram has their own grievance as
Okay.
well. So while I can appreciate your right to have sympathy for what you want, because even on the show that I was watching, one of the Muslim girls was like, let's be clear, because there is a good number of people that feel like America
Yeah.
demonized, was like, it's basically like, okay, I slapped you first, you now slap me
Yeah.
back, right?
And it's like,
I'm now focusing on the slap back. That
yeah.
so I think that there's a right to have that sentiment, but when people to now wrap that around religion and bring it in the Nigerian context, like, it just makes me feel
Yeah,
uncomfortable. So maybe you have
exactly.
your rights to your opinion, but it makes me feel uncomfortable that you're a serving or a leader in Nigeria.
Exactly. And can I just say, I mean, I know you're going to go into Kemi Adeosun, but I know a lot of, I mean, I don't know if this is an unpopular or popular opinion, but a lot of people say Nigeria is a Muslim country because having this guy is extreme. Because you were saying something about someone that said he ordered something, like, I don't know the
A
thing shine there.
fatwa, I think is what it's called.
Exactly. So it's like, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I don't want to come and create any religious war, but
Allegedly.
why do we have a religion that for some weird reason is so eager to take people's lives? Because I don't know, did Allah give them that power? I mean, I wish my Muslim people can respond, because I don't understand what kind of sin will someone commit that another human being will say, okay, he has to be killed or she has to be killed. So someone like this, his views are very extreme. If he was in the middle of someone like Sanusi, who's, I mean, a Muslim and whatever,
Right,
like, I'm
right,
fine.
right.
We don't need an extremist, somebody who's very, like, into his religion. I mean, nothing with your religion, but you have a position of, maybe they should give him, I don't know if there's something like minister of religion or something. I don't know, maybe he should take that one. But this communication stuff, like, maybe they can take him out and move him to another ministry. But like, the history you have, the actions that your actions, your history is just it's not working at all.
But to your point, right, is representation. If Nigeria is half Christian, half Muslim, no one that has an extreme Christian view or an extreme Muslim view should be in position of power. Like,
Exactly.
that's just what it is, because you're gonna have people,
Yeah. And that's why some
But
people say, like, Nigeria, they want to Islamize Nigeria. Like, this is like something that has been ongoing. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to talk too much,
the issue
but
is that the president we have is already an extremist. So where do we
exactly.
go from there?
I was going. Thank you for segueing us into that, because to me, I feel like, because even the president standing by him, for me, I think that in Buhari we have a leader that is a sympathizer of the Boko Haram
Yes.
cause,
Exactly.
right? So it's hard for you to fully. It's almost like when a man beats his wife and they go and meet a fellow wife beater to help sort the issue. You can't do
Exactly.
that, that you know that she's a woman now. You're not meant to beat her, but that you know how women can be now. So maybe next time, no, let me just one small slap. Don't even do two. Don't beat her to this level. Just one small
Yeah.
slap. That's basically what I'm seeing with Buhari here. Is that I see your points. I see where you're coming from.
So I
So
will
for
Yeah.
me,
endorse you.
or even the way that I'm meant to go all let's even use it like this this street urchin. Sorry, that's what that security video called them, street urchins, not me. But this Ikoyi urchins, sorry, right? It's like someone saying that, okay, let us clear them out. If you feel like they are fully in the wrong, you will go all
Mm,
out, you will call police, mopo, whatever, to clear them out.
yeah,
But if you feel like that, you know what, these people are helping us in some capacity, right?
yeah.
They need to feed. You will not approach them with the same aggression. And that's why, to me, I feel like Boko Haram is still an ongoing issue. Is that too
Mm-hmm.
many people in government are sympathizers. Like, we can't kill these boys because they are fighting for a good cause, but they are
Mm,
causing a nuisance,
In
but,
nuisance.
but we can't kill them. So to me, that is and that to me is a problem. Is a problem. And when you now
yeah.
extend that to the Kemi Adeosu issue, what Kemi, I'm not endorsing her crime, but what
Yeah.
Kemi did was to forge NYSC certificates. I don't know
Something
how
many
many of
did
our
you
leaders can
Hack
exactly
claim.
NYSC.
You're even going far. You're even going far.
primary
Many of
school.
these PhD masters, did do you really have it, or was it forged?
You're
We
talking about PhD masters. They have WAEC,
Thank
WAEC,
you. We
WAEC.
have so many elections that have been overturned because your WAEC cannot be proven. Your WAEC results
Till date, do we
to
know
date.
Buhari's primary
Thank you,
school?
thank you, thank you.
Exactly.
So to me, for such a low level petty crime, in our corruption, is a petty crime. This lady
Well,
was forced to resign by the pressure mounted. Now we have someone that has committed a bigger, in fact, if is in, but I'm going too far. This guy, this senator that was young in one of the northern states that beat up a woman in a sex toy shop
mm,
and was is still in his position. Nobody pushed him
exactly.
to resign. So to me, is it shows as a culture what we endorse. What we
Yeah.
like. If Kemi wasn't a woman and maybe from the south, right,
Yeah.
would she have been forced to resign? That is the issue that I think this Buhari's government is taking nepotism to a different level.
Yeah.
In other governments, we've had this man, no man, my brother, my brother is a standard
Mhm.
kinikon. But the Buhari one is like without shame.
Honestly.
It's terrible. It's bad. And they can do it because nobody is stopping them. They feel as they are there now. They do whatever they can to push the cause, and then yeah, keep on trying, trying, trying. There's a silent war between Christians and Muslims are trying to
Mhm.
make sure that they secure a certain level of leverage because I don't know, everybody has to be converted in their head.
Like for me, I just feel like, again, we've managed to have half Christian, half Muslim for a very long time in Nigeria.
Long time.
By 60 years, Abi, how old
Yeah.
are we? 60.
Yeah, we're 60 something. Yeah.
60. Yeah, we've managed to hold things together for a very long time. It would be a shame that it is Buhari that would, again, every government has done tribal and religious sentiment. So I'm not saying that it's only
Yeah.
Buhari, but the heights to which we have ethnic and religious divide is, to me, at an all-time high.
Alarming. Yeah.
Yeah, at an all-time high. And when you now bring in the issue of these headsmen, by expanding the issue, and
Exactly.
there is no political will to solve the problem, because again, it's a sympathy for how these headsmen, their way of life, not Boko Haram now, like the headsmen way of life. But you cannot come to
Exactly.
someone's farmland and
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 just
and
enter.
just enter anyhow,
Uh-uh.
right? Regardless of how your lifestyle is. So it's all these things where I'm like, there can be a clean solution, but there's no political will to get to that clean solution.
Exactly. And can I just say, in general, I think Buhari's ministerial list has been the worst so far. I remember when Jonathan was nominating people, I watched it on NC and it was like, see people that had, like, you knew they knew what they were doing.
Do it, yeah.
Unfortunately, I think some of the people in Jonathan's time, unfortunately, Nigeria and Nigeria Wahala chased them away, but they were correct people and they
Yeah.
had plans. This
Mhm.
one is like, why is Amici a minister? I'm sorry, what is your track record?
For
What are you
transport.
doing there?
The trade
Ah,
minister,
The only minister that I even maybe accept is what's this guy, the former governor of Lagos
Fashola.
State.
Yeah.
Even though Uncle was doing Sherlock Holmes for us during that, but I actually respected him. But like this like ministerial list for Buhari is just like, I don't understand what was going on, because it was just no. So I mean, Nigeria shall wahala, really.
Like,
I'm just watching
yeah.
this guy. I'm just watching this guy because now I'm just realizing if he was the one that was in charge of this nin, I'm even
He
worried.
is. He is
Abi
the
is in
one.
charge. I'm worried. I am worried because all these terrorist things. Who knows why this nin
Eh,
is happening?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
this
as
thing,
someone said, like, no, that because even in the US, I don't think you need a social security number to get your SIM
Yeah,
card.
it's
Like,
same. It is
yeah.
crazy
So why is that?
in a world that is becoming a whole global village, and then you're now going
then
backwards. Abba,
Until today, we've not caught one bandito with their Nino.
come
We've
on.
not caught one.
That's what I'm saying. Boko Haram is still posting videos on their YouTube. I'll be posting videos somewhere that the news
Exactly.
people seem to be getting. It wasn't it Daily Trust the other time that had an expose into the lives of. I was like, okay, how does Daily Trust go in to the lives of is
exactly
it Boko Haram or whatever to be taking videos? Like it doesn't make any sense.
at
It
all.
doesn't make any
In fact,
sense.
even beyond that, this in Kaduna now that RFI said that he's not paying any kidnapper any
Mm,
money.
Ransom, yeah.
Yeah, they've kidnapped maybe 2 or 3 batches of school children in Kaduna
yeah,
now.
Mm,
Now,
mm.
how they used to communicate to the government or the family members? Is it not through phone? So
Yes.
how come we've not traced the NIN of that phone? That okay, oh, this is but me, I'm like, what's the like that? Because all these kidnappers they always communicate to the family because they need to demand their ransom. So how
mm,
come we've not traced it since?
And we
mm,
know that, and I know fully well that SSS have the ability to trace phone. I've seen it happen before. I
Uh-uh.
know somebody whose phone was stolen or something like that, and SSS traced that phone to one lungu like that. So all this one that they are doing, I don't. Maybe Boko Haram has more technology.
not that.
Although they are fighting against the white man's technology, but they seem to have technology to be doing the thing. I don't know, but
I mean,
I
this
ha,
no, it doesn't make sense. The fact that in 2021 Nigeria is looking for NIN to track people is ridiculous. This is something that people have been doing since the 90s. It's 2021. You people don't know how to track. Like that's what I used to ask. Like when I watch American films, like they can track once you're on the phone for a couple of seconds, they can track you. So what are you people doing? Like, what? How is NIN going to help us? It's
But
just
then
for me.
that's
I feel
action
like they
film.
should,
Don't bring it to country, please.
but they can shall track you. Sha. Like tracking should not be that hard because the phone, like
no,
once
they
you
do
have
it when they need to do it. They know when they can do it. Just that it's when it's NSAS they will do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because they traced a few of the NSAS people now,
They
Abby.
know they can. I'm telling you, they can do it. SSS, all of them, DSL, whatever, they can do it.
as in, they just want to collect. I think NIN is a money making scheme. Maybe after Buhari, we'll find another one. They always have a new way to generate income, like and pay their staff. They went on strike now. These people.